What is up, YouTube? I am Eric and you are watching Retro Video Game Pickups. In this video we are talking about the TurboGrafx-16 Mini console that is coming out and was just announced at E3. So if you're interested in more video game related content, whether it's retro or current generation, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell notification because it will let you know when I post more videos. With that being said, let's talk about the TurboGrafx-16. Now, E3 was pretty amazing this year, and honestly, this has been one of the best E3s that I have seen in a few years, and honestly, I'm super stoked to spend money. Well, I'm super stoked about the game. I'm not super stoked about spending the money, but I know I will have to in order to be able to play some of these awesome games. Now, there are a ton of games that Microsoft is releasing, that Nintendo is releasing, that a lot of other places like Square Enix or Ubisoft or whatever it is that are releasing crazy good games, and I'm very much looking forward to that. But in this video we are talking about the TurboGrafx-16, which is a retro console that is getting yet another remake. Well, a mini remake, essentially. So, Nintendo has done this a few times with the NES Classic and the SNES Classic. Sony tried to do it with the PlayStation Classic, and I've heard that those are like 20 bucks, 25 bucks. I also read an article that they were only $9.99. I might talk about that in a later video. Comment down below if you want to see me talk about the PlayStation Classic and how it died. But going on, you've got a ton of different classics. You got the Sega Genesis Classic coming out. We just, within like last year, had the Neo Geo Classic come out. Mini, whatever you want to call these things. There are a ton of them. And some of them are very great and some of them not so much. But what will we get with this TurboGrafx-16 Mini console? Well, it looks like we will be getting a bunch of cool things. Now, there will be 3 different consoles. That is the TurboGrafx-16, which came out in America. Then you got the PC Engine, and then the Core PC Engine, I believe, or the Core Graphics, whatever that one's called. Didn't release here, so I don't know much about it. But that's 3 whole consoles that they are doing that is absolutely going to be pretty cool to have. Now, I've got my phone here, and I pulled it up because I wanted to talk about the list of games, because honestly, it looks like it's going to be an awesome system. Now, I have a TurboGrafx down over here, back behind me. I play it occasionally. I have like 10, 15, 20 games for it. Not a ton, but none of the really great games either. So the TurboGrafx for me is kind of new, and it's not something I had as a kid. I didn't know anybody that had one, so it's a system that's kind of foreign to me, but it's also a cool system. Like, I have Bonks on there, and that game is absolutely awesome. So talk about cool. I will be able to pick this up and play the games that are on it, and I probably will pick this up because honestly, why wouldn't I? Now, we'll talk about the games now. It comes out in America / Europe. North America and Europe are getting R-Type, Ys Book 1 and 2, New Adventure Island, which is cool, Ninja Spirit, which is cool, Alien Crush, which was cool, and Dungeon Explorer. Those are all great games, at least the ones that I've played, they're great, and I haven't played some of them, but that's okay. However, the Japanese version is maybe the one to get if you like TurboGrafx games, because so far announced have been completely different almost. Bonk's Adventure, like I said, that's a great game. Dracula X, need to play it on the system. Kung Fu / China Warrior, you've got Ys 1 and 2, Superstar Soldier, and Dungeon Explorer. So those share 2 games between the Europe and American and the Japanese version. Now, I know they're going to announce more games, or at least I hope so, because that's only 6. But these systems look awesome. They look like a lot of fun, and I'm very excited to pick up one of these. Now, with that being said, I'm not sure if I know that much about it, but I've been hearing that there are going to be TurboGrafx-16 CD games, which is something that I actually don't have. A TurboGrafx-16 CD based whatever, the little CD add-on that goes with it. Honestly, they're hard to find here, and either you find them and they don't work, or you just have to spend a ton of money. And honestly, the TurboGrafx isn't something I'm very knowledgeable about, but I'm interested in it because I have played some cool games with it. So I am very interested in this because of kind of the way it is. Now these games look like they're going to be a ton of fun, and being able to take them and hook them up to my HD TV that I have in my living room is going to be very awesome, because I love being able to set these mini consoles on my entertainment system above where the TV sits, and they look quite nice. Now I have all the current generation systems underneath. I have 2 PlayStation 4s because Fortnite with my girlfriend, sometimes we put another TV in and we play that. Then I've got a Wii U, which isn't current, but whatever, you guys know. And I have an Xbox One and my Switch. So I've got a bunch of cool stuff down there, and I love to put these nice consoles. If you can notice, I have one up there that actually is my Neo Geo Mini, but I have my NES and my SNES are out there in my living room, and they get played quite a bit more than like a system that's kind of in this room, unless I just come in here and play it, because those consoles are out where I'm at usually, but I love spending time in here playing them. So I'm very, very, very excited when I say that I want to get a TurboGrafx Mini. Now, this kind of leads me into something I wanted to talk about, and that is this kind of mini generation of kind of making these things and making money or not making money. So Nintendo did theirs, and they did very well with the NES. They sold out almost instantly, and I couldn't even get one the first go round or the second go round until a coworker sold me his because his kid wasn't playing it. Now, then comes around the next year, the Super Nintendo was released and people loved it. Honestly, we all understand why. It's a great console. Came with Star Fox 2, which hadn't been released, so that was a very great thing. But a lot of people were able to get that, and they sold a ton. They brought back the NES Classic, and you had those selling like hotcakes, obviously still. And then other companies were like, oh, we could really benefit from this. Like, Nintendo is printing money here, and we're just kind of letting that go. So a bunch of companies decided they were going to do it. The Sega Genesis one still hasn't came out. Obviously, the TurboGrafx one hasn't came out. There was the Neo Geo Mini, which is up there on my shelf. I absolutely love that one. It's a lot of fun. Now, it does get some hatred because of certain things, like the way that it doesn't have the clickiness, but I'm okay with it, and the way that they redid the button layout. But that was a decent console. The one that was really killer was the Sony PlayStation Classic. That thing sold very poorly. They had a ton of marketing, and it was $100. Well, the problem was the games kind of sucked on it, and the UI is absolutely terrible on it. So when I say companies go out and try to make money for this, I mean either they do like Nintendo did, or they just fail like Sony did. I hope that this system isn't a failure like Sony. I hope they put together a really good looking UI with music, all sorts of options, and do put great games. Some of those games that they're playing on the Japanese one need to be on the American one. I'm talking Boxing Adventure, I'm talking Dracula X, and I want to see more awesome games like that. Now, I know we're probably not going to get the full library on it, obviously, but I would like to see a ton of games, maybe 40 games, like we did the Neo Geo Mini. Wait, maybe that didn't have that. Now that I say that, I don't think it has 40. I think it's only 20. But I want to see a bunch of games on this system. So I wanted to know what you guys thought of that, and I wanted to talk about it coming, and then also talk about this mini retro classic kind of phase or idea that is selling like hotcakes for some companies and failing for other companies. So I want to know what you guys think. Comment down below, will you pick up a TurboGrafx-16 Mini, and will you pick up the TurboGrafx-16? Will you pick up the PC engine, or will you do the core graphics? Whichever one you get, you're probably going to get good games. But beforehand, I want to say I hope this is under $100. I think $100 is a little too much for a system like this. Get it to me for 60 or 80 bucks. Now, I would say I've spent $100 on some things, but I don't know if $100 is worth it. So I want to know what you guys think. Comment down below that as well. What do you think would be a great price range for a TurboGrafx-16 Mini console? So with that being said, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Make sure you don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, because that'll help you and my channel grow. It'll help you see when I post more videos, but it'll help this channel grow and generate more interaction, and we could just keep this rolling. So with that being said, one more time, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Make sure you have a good day.